One of the most popular staples in anime is the idea of watching a character go through this series-long transformation from someone who is relatively low on the totem pole of society in one way or another into someone who accomplishes some way off dream or goal, rising through the ranks of their own universe. Now, I've recently talked a little bit about this type of phenomenon and why we love it so much in my recent video on Star Wars and the hero's journey, so if you want a little bit more of a deep dive onto that topic, check that video out. But today I just want to gush about some characters who made me truly fall in love with their underdog journey. I'm gonna say something that may be controversial to some, but listen, Naruto is one of my favorite main characters in all of anime. Oh my god. Oh my god. Seriously, Naruto's life is so well detailed with the trials and tribulations of his childhood and the obstacles he's had to face throughout his entire life that most people watching the show while growing up felt such a strong resonance with his arcs to prove himself, grow stronger, and staying steadfast in his ideals despite being challenged and coming across mirrors of his life and ideology almost every single arc. The thing that separates him from the billions of clones, inspirations, and countless other characters in this archetype is the fact that despite having Team 7 and the Nine Tails available to always help him in physical situations, in every major encounter of the series, he is still required to fight his mental battles alone. When he's confronted with dark inverses to his ideology and his life goals in Haku, Gaara, Sasuke, Nagato, Obito, Madara, and no, not him. Yes, on the physical side, he may receive help and support from his friends, inspiration from his losses, and a huge boost from the Nine Tails, but on an ideological level, he is alone to realize that if he himself had gone on any other life track other than the one that he has been so blessed to go along with, after, of course, his very tragic backstory, and even including said backstory, if anything had gone differently, he very well could have walked the same path as any of the antagonists that he finds himself mirrored against throughout the entire story. And I just love the way that Naruto's past, tragedy, trauma, and reality is used as a constant mirror for him to not only look at every single arc, but also come to blows with and come to the realization of this every single time with different challenges to his own worldview. But surprisingly, throughout all of this, he remains steadfast to what makes Naruto Naruto. And it's this fact that makes him such a great character for the series and so inspirational to so many people. Now, I recently caught up to Mushoku Tensei's manga, not the light novel, and I don't know how else to put this aside from the fact that in the next two arcs that we're getting animated, we are in for a treat, as it is some of the best school setting storytelling that I have ever seen in written manga or in anime form, in all honesty. Especially when you consider the different personal journeys that are portrayed in the conflicts of all different types of characters in the series. But I can confidently say that none of these are as powerfully resonant as that of Rudeus Greyrat. Now, I won't spoil the manga for anyone, but for just what we've seen in the anime so far, Rudy already undergoes drastic changes in not only his worldview, but in his maturity, abilities, understanding of the world around him, and in his development of caring about what's right and wrong and how it affects other people. Rudy is unique in the fact that he is not a societally made underdog. He wasn't poor or objectified. He was a self-loathing, degenerate piece of trash human who was lucky to be given a second chance of life in an entirely new reality than the one which he committed his crimes in. The thing that separates him from most underdogs is that his isolation was self-subjected. His own terrible actions and lack of humanity led to the state of his character at the start of the anime, which in turn, yes, makes it extremely difficult for audiences to ever relate or care about his personal journey, but it also establishes that in order for any progress in the story to be made, it first takes Rudeus changing internally. By refusing to indulge in his disgusting tendencies, coming to accept the new setting and family around him, allowing for similar situations to his previous life to have a completely different and also more accepting outcomes, and taking up a new responsibility which would have never been afforded to him previously, we can see this character change over time. All these things happen in season 1 so far, and even still, we are still far from seeing the end of Rudy's character growth as more and more things start to change who he was and who he currently is in this new world, both in position and in mindset. We still have to watch him achieve a level of redemption for the sins which he committed in his past life, as well as course correcting who he truly is as a person internally. All these things go together to make Rudy one of the most perfectly written main characters in recent anime, and is definitely a leading reason as to why I'm very much looking forward to season 2 of Mushoku Tensei later this year. After recently finishing Gurren Lagann, I've been mesmerized by the various character archetypes this anime original was able to nail almost perfectly. From the strong female character, the larger-than-life inspiration, the spark of life that recolors someone's entire worldview, this show has so many characters which represent their own tropes in amazing ways. But the one that arguably does it the best is Simone the Digger. Seeing Simone's journey develop from being one of thousands of people subjected to living below the surface of the earth, just one of thousands of people slowly digging their lives away at the rock containing them all underneath this surface, in continuing a cycle which no one knows the reason for, and then seeing himself and his older brother lead themselves out from the depths of the world beyond what was previously thought possible to reach the Earth's surface, to then meeting new people and becoming an integral part of an ongoing war, and being told that he is the physical key to a wild card weapon which can drill through humanity's barriers, but with one issue looming over him the entire way that completely reshapes how most view Simone. He's pussy. He's scary as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Whether it's displayed in his self-esteem issues, his refusal to let his feelings out, his social anxiety, or just the fact that he's literally like a sidekick for the first few episodes of this story, Simone is pussy. Not to mention that when a particular death occurs, it leads to one of the most fleshed out depressive states, episodes, and arcs I've ever seen in media. Simone only continuously falls deeper and lower into the pits of his own self-doubt, his own insecurities, the very things which led to humanity's years under the surface, the very feelings he felt after his parents were killed by earthquakes. All of these things and emotions continuously eating away at him for so long until the most magical thing happens. Someone who is a stranger, completely unknown to the situations and circumstances of Simone's life and struggle, is able to immediately see his accomplishments, his abilities, and his own nature, which completely goes against the negative labels which he has subjected himself with for so long. And eventually, Simone is able to truly and naturally exemplify his own feelings, with the help of others as well as his own beliefs, becomes the man who he always was, and is able to finally pierce through to the heavens. All encompassing, I love the way that Gurren Lagann is able to use Simone as a representation of the evolution of belief and confidence, the plagued with self-doubt, subjected with tragedy, but purely made of humanistic belief of perseverance. I want to say this before you click off the video. It's not over, I promise. I do have a Patreon, okay? I know I haven't been able to promote this since I've started it, but I'm really excited to get some content out to you guys and also to promote it. I'll probably be putting a promo video out later this week, or actually I won't even promise it. I take that back. At some point I will be putting out a promo video. I just have to finish the editing for it. I need to also record it at the time of this recording, but we'll focus on that later. Because if you pay $5, you can not only support this channel through the Patreon by, just supporting me along the way, as I am currently in college while also trying to make these videos. And with the summer approaching, hopefully I'll have more time, but to also justify me not having to necessarily work, I do want to start getting this channel to produce some type of income, and with you guys' support that can definitely happen, so I can reciprocally provide more content and more work and just give you guys more things to let you know how much I appreciate y'all for just supporting, honestly, in any way, shape, or form. Even if you don't, go down to the comment section or the description to pay the $5 for the Patreon, which includes movie reactions, in the future, probably some vlogs, some behind the scenes footage, especially once I start using a green screen in some of these videos, and potentially even some like podcasts, or if you know who Nathan Zed is, potentially some videos in that style. Even if you just leave a like on this video, you subscribe to the channel, you leave a comment down below, I just appreciate any form of support. Aside from the Patreon, aside from commenting and stuff, I just want to say I appreciate everyone watching this video. I hope you guys have a good day. Check out some of my other videos. That's it from me, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.